Hi class, my name is KrisLozano, and a little bit about myself is that, let's see, I'm married. I've been married for 28 years. I have two children, a 22-year-old son and a 19-year-old daughter, and my 22-year-old son is married, so I have a 24-year-old daughter-in-law, and my son and my daughter-in-law both live in her hometown in Sweden, so that's kind of cool. And yes, we did get to go visit last year, which was awesome. I also have a little pesky 6-year-old boxer pit bull lab mixed dog. He's tons of fun. Where I'm from, I live in Mentone, California, which is about an hour east of LA, over by Redlands, if anybody knows where that is, off the 10 freeway. And I work at a university that's affiliated with a hospital. So it's a health sciences university. We have a school of medicine, nursing, allied health, etc. And I'm the manager of a center there that's called the Center for Spiritual Life and Wholeness, which is pretty awesome. My university is a faith-based university, and we look at teaching healthcare professionals how they can care for the whole person. So that's what we do. We do research and programs and projects related to whole person care, looking at the mind, the body, and the spirit. So pretty much love my job. So where I grew up, I actually grew up 15 minutes from Mexico, 2 hours east of San Diego, so out in the desert. And because it was so close to Mexico, I really, it's a predominantly Latino kind of culture, and because of that, I really grew up. Obviously, I'm fairly Caucasian, but I definitely did feel like I identify with the Latino culture, the Mexican American heritage. And it's kind of interesting because my husband is actually Mexican American, and sometimes people will refer to us as a mixed race couple, and I always have to stop for half a second because I don't see us as a mixed race couple just because I don't know, we see things so similarly. Um, I think probably it's kind of interesting is I think the biggest difference between how we grew up is probably economic rather than racial, but that's for what it is. What makes me uniquely me? I am a twin. I have a twin brother. I'm the youngest of six. I guess we are the youngest of six kids, but he's 5 minutes older, so I always tell him that he's one of the middle children and I'm the baby. Um, and one of my pet peeves is when people ask me, not a pet peeve, but I just kind of find it interesting is when people will ask me if we're identical, and I hold back my snarky comment of wanting to ask if they took biology in high school, and I say no, we're not identical. Much better looking. But anyway, let's see. Another thing that makes me uniquely me is that I love anything creative. I have a lot of different creative endeavors. Taught myself bass guitar, how to decorate cakes. I'm a writer, but my biggest creative love is photography. I absolutely love it. I discovered it about 5 years ago. And when I'm not studying and spending time with my family and working, I am out with my camera and shooting families, weddings, etc. You name it. And my biggest dream is to someday maybe take my camera on the mission field and hopefully do something related to ministry with my camera. I'll post a link to my website and also my Facebook page if you guys are interested in looking at some of my work. In terms of my world perspective, I kind of mentioned a little bit about growing up near the border of Mexico, and I think that probably because I grew up as somewhat of a minority in the area where I grew up, I think that really impacted how I see the world. I always thought of myself as kind of colorblind and really didn't see people, color first, but saw them as people. Um, and I'm on this interesting journey of diversity right now where I realize now rather than kind of identifying myself as sort of colorblind, rather I'm finding that it's a little bit more important to actually see people's color and see people's background and see people's the things that make them uniquely them, whatever that is, whether it's their race, their background, their religion, their sexual orientation. I mean, just whatever it is. just kind of really listening to people for who they are and what they bring to the table. I work in a really interesting, diverse environment. I love it. We have, even though I work for a faith-based institution, even in my little department, we have one person who's Hindu, we have a Buddhist, myself as a Christian, and then we actually am not the same denomination as the institution that I work for, so I'm sort of the outsider. But I just love that they embrace kind of everybody. So my world perspective would be that pretty much people are people, and I think that we all sort of want the same kind of core things in life: to be loved, to be heard, all of those kind of things. So my biggest question about diversity is how we can honor everyone's individuality and their backgrounds while we all still contribute and function as a unit, whether it's a workplace, whether it's our city, our nation, or the world. How do we really embrace who other people are, and maintain our own identities at the same time? So I look forward to just dialoguing with all of you guys and having a good time. All right, enjoy.